In, we are back, MML Blitz and Pro and Challenge fans, and I'm glad to say I've got the Mac brothers with me still. So thanks again, Jimmy and Darmac. Thanks for joining me.
Oh yeah,
of course.
And now, if you listen to Jesty and Beers, we've got the best division ever in the F4. What we're gonna be precapping, and Jest will be happy. There's no dwarfs. There's no dwarfs in this play pool, so maybe that's why he's saying it's the best. I do not know. But yeah, it's good. I mean, this is the last one we'll do tonight, so this is our second one. It's my Mrs. partner's birthday tomorrow, so I'm out with her obviously on the night and all that sort of stuff. So I'll try and sneak one of the European ones in during the day, or I'll try and sneak in the challenge one if I can before I go out. But yeah, this is the last one we'll do today. Obviously, the other one we've just done, that is obviously on my Twitch channel. It's also on my YouTube channel as well, so you can go back and watch that as well if you wish. I thought we had quite good ball predictions, and I think we all was pretty happy with our selections in the last player poll. I think it went okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'd agree.
Let's see if we can do the same with this one. So we're gonna start off with the Hopeless Necromantics, then, guys. One of the most famous franchises, and one of the longest-standing franchises in MML history. What can I say about it? So obviously the coaches series Jest. The arena is called Cloud9. It's got a squig sandwich kiosk. His sponsor is a Talisman Arrows, so he's obviously trying to get lucky dice there, isn't he? 200 games he's played with his team. Exactly 200 games.
Wow.
And he needs 3 wins for 100 wins with his team. So 97 wins.
Wow.
I am not sorry to see this team out of my play pool.
No, I do not shed a tear that I don't have to play them
Not
this year.
at all.
I shed no tears.
But I have to play them. I'm like, I'm a European. Why am I playing the Americans? This is just not on. Their tea sucks. So does their bacon. It's not like ours. What am I doing in here? It's the bloody Orcs, man. My bloody boss, man. He does mean all the time. I mean, the Necromantics. I mean, probably the best franchise never to win the MML Pro Division, and more times than not, they get into the playoffs, and then something just goes horribly wrong. I mean, I felt for him against Gardley, and I felt for him against Jimmy as well. I mean, both them teams just got diced to oblivion. And I think Jesty wants to quit, but he can't until he wins. Until he wins one, he wants it. It's his precious. He's won the Blitz title. He now wants the Holy Grail, and the Necromantics are, a good team. When I looked on stories, I really struggled for story. Obviously, we was talking off air about obviously there's a story about a zombie being retired, but we couldn't find that. Yep. I did find a story between him and Bezo about the Moon God's captain Phobos, and Bezo was like, "Look, you're gonna go and play for somebody else," and he was like, "I don't want to play for the Romantics because basically all the ghouls die from that team. I just don't want to join them." Anyway, Phobos was kidnapped by Coach Bezo, and Bezo had to kidnap him and give him to Sirius Jest because there was still an outstanding debt called the Gruntosaurus debt. So obviously there's a trade done between teams before, and obviously Bezo did one, so he had to get him. So he basically put a bag over his head, kidnapped him, and he was forced to have the Necromantics. And Phobos obviously met Jesty and everyone and the rest of the team in the forest, darkened forest, and basically said, "Look, I just don't want to play for you. Your goals die. I just don't want to play for you." And it looked like it was going to be a major problem, and then the legend that is chasing Pappy, a legendary ghoul from the Hopeless Necromantics, who obviously is busted, but he was still alive. He said, "Look, we need to play for obviously the Necromantics." And he was in such an awe of this ghoul that he was like, "You know what? I will play for your team because of obviously what he did." And you know what? Where is he now? Yeah, he's not there, is he?
Not
Poor
there.
Phobos,
No.
not there anymore. So he feared that he might go splat, and he wasn't wrong, was he? Really, he wasn't wrong.
No.
I feel sorry for the poor guy, you know. But you know, if you listen to Beers, he has nothing good to say about the Necromantics, and he won't be surprised. He won't be surprised that that sort of stuff. That took a goal like that, and he's dead or he's got injured. I don't know. He's not on the team anymore.
No, he's not.
My main, when I think of the Hopeless Necromantics, I think of one thing and one thing only, and that's the horrific death of Steve Michaels, the werewolf. He was such a beautiful wolf, went way before his time. He was a lovely, mighty blow plumbing wolf who just loved to kill stuff. And that nasty NTB and the Ran booted him, they got round him and fouled him to death. Fouled him to death.
Oh, to death.
Yeah. Yeah, it was shocking. Obviously, sorry, that was Shawn. Did I say Steve Michaels? That was Shawn Michaels. I don't know if I got that right. I always get them too
Shawn,
confused.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels,
Shawn
yes.
Michaels, yeah.
Yes.
One of the Michaels brothers. Yeah,
Yes.
Right? Shawn, Cody.
I always get them mixed up, as Jess will tell you. So luckily though, Steve Michaels is still alive. He's obviously my personal bodyguard for me, obviously. Him and Mad Frankie Fraser. And, you know, the Michaels bloodline still lives on, especially in Blitz. Obviously, you might have heard of Cody Michaels. You might have heard of that guy, such a lovable guy. He's obviously tearing up in Blitz.
Hate that guy with a passion. Yep.
Yeah, and he's just a young pup. Obviously, yeah, Shawn Michaels is a lot more deadly than Cody. Obviously, Cody's just a young pup. Shawn was the real deal, and NCB murdered him. And I've never forgiven NCB since that day. And every time we play against NCB, we make sure that we break them. For obviously, for Shawn Michaels, because sad times. I think I need more counselling. I really do. Every time I talk about the Necromantics, It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. But now he's got these other beasts who, like, we've got Guntus Whitefair, who's probably it's his farewell tour.
Yes,
it is.
By the sounds of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
And he had... If Justy makes the playoffs, Glumtusk will not be around to help out.
Well, if he retires in one piece, it'll be a good thing. It'd be a shame if it reminds me a bit like Hantavirus, who obviously was such a great gut runner for NTB, and obviously they won 2 titles, but Han didn't win one. He was round for all the tough slugs and everything, but he wasn't there when they won one. And it looks like as well, like you said, if they went on to win this title this season, obviously Jesse will be over the moon, but obviously it'll be bittersweet for Whitefair, who's been one of their best players for a long time, and he just won't. Will he get a medal? Yeah, I'm sure he'll get a medal, but he won't be able to play in the final.
Yeah, he'll be watching from the skybox, but he won't be able to in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, and Death.
Maybe we'll see him in Blitz.
And Death just deserves to die.
He's more he's easier to handle than Cruel Intentions. Be glad that Cruel Intentions is no longer paired with Glumtusk, because that was
he was a serious
to deal with him.
Yeah. I'd like to see another Michaels come into Hopeless Necromantics. It probably will never happen, but I'm going to put it in there. We need another Michaels, Justy. It makes sense. Like Steve Michaels Jr. maybe. His son coming for revenge. But it's a good team. It's a good team. Again, they have a funny. I mean, when I watch the Necromantics, they'll go through a phase where regen will just regen everything, and I'm like, I get so jealous that wow, Jesse, you got the best regen I've ever seen. And all of a sudden, for a couple of weeks, the regen just won't work, and they'll lose players. And I'm like, holy shit, that's the regen I usually get. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, obviously everyone will be happy in a way that they'll have to face Glumtusk after the season. But it is always sad when your players do retire. But you never know, though. I'm just thinking he might end up in Blitz, that lad.
Yeah.
It
would be amazing if an Afterlife coach was able to sign that guy.
Not an Afterlife coach, not named Bernie in my opinion, or to sign him. It would be fine. Yes.
Yeah.
He looks like a chase player to me. He looks like a chase player to me.
Yeah, he's not Michaels, is he? He's not Michaels.
He's in my division too, so Chase can't have him either.
Oh,
Tony
Chase
can
can't
have
have
him. He can be in Europe. Tony can sign him.
No, Matt, I think if there's a Michaels on the board, I'll take a Michaels. Because the Michaels are where it's at. The best bloodline is the Michaels. You know, Shawn Michaels started off being the big bad wolf he was. Cody Michaels is obviously now showing his thing. Louis Michaels showed that as well. You know, the Michaels is just a bloodline, the best wolves you'll ever see. Anyway, enough about the Michaels, because I don't want to think about Shawn anymore. I love him. Eddie P's going to die if I say him again. How dare you kill him? Anyway, not bitter at all. Like I say, he's got his dirty player up there, Teehee of the Viper. That's somebody he killed. He's got obviously Glumtusk, obviously he's great. Death's going to be dangerous. I think teams like the Dynamos won't be scared of Death. They just be like, yeah, well, every say we don't really care. We're going to just slap you on. But I think teams like the Orcs will be like, yeah, Mighty Blow Claw, really don't like that. And again, Marcus the Scavenger's been around for a while. I like Marcus Scavenger, the strength 4 tackle block zone, but he knows his stuff, does that lad. And one person I'm always really impressed with when I've seen the Necros play is the Flesh Gordon. He's a beast. He is an absolute beast.
He terrorized me in the game last year.
Yeah. Especially now that he has break tackle. Now that he got that. Oh.
He terrorized me.
He is, you know, as much as people talk about, apart from obviously, you know, the Wolves and stuff like that, to me, he is the guy. He is the guy who does all the nitty gritty stuff. I'm so impressed. I hope he retires soon so I can have him in Blitz. He is the guy. I love him. He's my favourite player on the team. He just gets it done. Jock says, apart from the Wolves, they're very slow. Yeah, I sort of picked that up. The Golems seem to die a bit in this team, as we mentioned. And, you know, the Whites, has he got both his Whites? He has, hasn't he? But one of them's...
He does.
One died.
One died. He got a rookie. He's got no goals.
So do you think with this team then, if you could, am I right in saying if you could take at least one of the Wolves out, this makes this team a major problem because they just don't have the mobility, they don't have the speed, you know, guard-wise as well. I mean, how much guard they've got? They've got 4 guard.
4.
It's not bad, I suppose.
It's not bad.
I cry about having only 8. I want the 9.
8. He was crying about 8, Jim.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. No one's shedding a tear for you in the guard department.
Why?
But this team, I mean, this team is very. Listen, they're Glum Tusk heavy. Like he's the
star.
If he misses a game or he gets knocked out of the game, this team is really slow and not very mobile.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in trouble.
Especially now that they lost that other 4 agility White. That really made them.
Yeah.
That really made them good. When they had 2 Whites with 4 agility, that really made them like mobile.
Yeah.
But since he's gone,
it helped make up for the lack of goals. Yeah,
yes, it did. Right.
Tusk is really the linchpin that makes this thing go. If anything happens to him, this team is obviously he's 300 TV, so that's gonna drop.
Yeah, Jock saying, is there any chance Glumtus could face a retirement role before end of the season?
No, he's got 7 games left.
Yeah. So at
Before
the
his next
end
role.
of the season,
Yeah.
after game 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some team might retire him beforehand.
Well, teams have been trying to do that for how many seasons?
Listen. Well, I know a particular orc team that's going to get their shot the first week.
Yeah.
My orc team are nice.
Eddie Jaws.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he certainly would put him on the floor and say, "Do you know who I am? I'm Eddie Jaws." But yeah, I didn't really. Like I said, the 2 teams that I wanted to play the Vamps first, or not at all, and I got them second week after they've just. And they're playing elves. They're playing bloody elves. So there's no way the elves are going to break any vampires. So I'm going to be playing against a full strength bloody vamp team in week 2. And I'll probably have half a team left after the Necromancers get these insanely hot dice, what they never get, but they'll get them against me. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving the first 2 weeks of the season. Beautiful, beautiful. And have I mentioned I've only got 8 guard? I've lost a guard.
Yeah.
Killed by a
Only
tree.
8.
Freaking tree killed him.
I know. You might as well just retire that team now. Once they drop below 9 guards, just get rid of them.
I was seriously thinking, you know, we're done. These are done. But then the boss wouldn't let me go, so.
They're done. Only 8 guard. They're done.
You know, but apparently they got to come back, so, you know, it's what it is, I guess. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, the Necromantics, a lot of people love these, and it would be a very popular winner of the competition. Has he got the firepower, though, to win it? Because what you got to remember, if you're telling me Glumtusk retires, so if he makes the playoffs, and I have no issue, he has a very good chance of making the playoffs. Then you're expecting Death to carry the team. I can't see it. I'll be honest, I can't see it. But then maybe when we write them off, that's when they'll win it.
Hey, it's happened before. I mean, you know, somebody goes down. You know, somebody goes down. You're not expecting to win. Drew Bledsoe gets knocked out. No one expected Tom Brady to take him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, boys, Tom Brady, real deal.
But he did it, so you know.
Yeah.
Maybe the real story is Glumtusk has been holding them back all these years.
It is a popular. It's called the Patrick Ewing theory that teams are better without their superstar, and there's a lot of examples of that.
Yeah, that's fair, Phil. But I'd still rather have Glumtusk, to be fair. But I can see, I can see where you're coming from. I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, Flesh Gordon, he's my favourite player on this team. Hey there, lads, just finished job 1 and have some time before job 2. Yes, Gio. I will be trying to do the challenge, but it won't be tonight. We've done one play pool already. This is our second one. This is the last one we'll be doing tonight. So, yeah. Yeah, it's not as good as the Bernie's Curse, so is it? Let's be honest.
Yes, the Ewing Curse.
Anyone want to ask anything about this team? Or anyone else want to say anything? Anything you guys want to put apart from, obviously, we know about, obviously, Whitefair retiring, apparently. I mean, is that 100% definite that he retires?
Yeah, that's what Jesse told me. I was talking to him after when we did the championship game, and he was talking about Glumtusk, that he's only got... this is his last time. It was his last roll, right? Because after a certain amount of times, you're automatically done. Like, he's already had his
final roll, so
to roll, right? Yeah, and he made it all through. But now his first of his last 8 games was the last playoff game, so he's got 7 more to go. Yeah,
fair enough. Oh, there we go then. I mean, that may make the Necromantics more dangerous. It may risk him a bit more, knowing that he's only got 7 games left. So, you know,
why not? Right?
You know.
That's right.
So, you know, we'll have to see. But, yeah, I think, like I said, the Necromantics were there or thereabouts. Good coach, good team. I do agree with Jock, though, regarding the speed of the team. And obviously, if they lose a Wolf, and that's going to be interesting with the Wolves, because obviously you can hit with them, but savvy coaches will say, right, you can hit my players, but you're going to come right into base-to-base with another player, and then you'll have to dodge to get out. Now, with Glumtusk Whitefair, it's not so bad with the Agility 4, although I have seen roll 1s on his dodges. Death's a 3+, and, you know, you're risking yourself either getting hit or dodging and failing it and getting KO'd yourself, so it'd be interesting how he does that. Obviously, he's got Ged and my team first week, so that'll be interesting how he handles that. I think that could be
lots of frenzy traps with 8 guard.
I think that's going to be a brutal game. I think, you know, it's going to be interesting, and Goblin Gambling have lovely put that as their best. Yeah, cheers for that. But yeah, the Necromancers will be there or thereabouts, I think. Right, the Misfits.
Very dangerous.
The Misfits. Now, the Misfits and the Necromantics have a massive rivalry. And the Necromantics seem to always have Misfits' number, usually. But Misfits can turn around and say, we've got a title, boyo. You done. You know? And then, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And I suppose that really frustrates even Jesty more, because, look, we can beat these teams up. How has he got a title and we haven't? You know? But, you know, the Misfits are one of my favourite teams. I was so happy when they won the title. And they're very famous for fouling to death, greased up deaf guy, as we know. It was there's a highlight of me and NTB going, he's not going to foul. That's not MML. He won't do that. And he fouled and killed him. It's probably one of the most funniest things I've ever put. And it's still on my Twitch channel, or it should be, or it's on my YouTube channel. I'll try and dig it out. Beers loves it when I dig it out and put it on chat so everyone can watch it.
He does.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it. He loves me. God, I love these Americans, don't you? Thunder told me to say that, by the way. I know you're Canadian, really. Right, okay. Beers did give me something, so I'm going to read this out because it's quite easy to read out. It says, the season of the opposites. What's that mean? Well, that means instead of losing to the Necromantics and Meme Time, the Misfits are going to win. Instead of having a losing season, the Misfits are going to have a winning season. The team is looking better with the Mighty Warriors coming off from the off-season, healthy-ish and with some new skills. Mutations are happening now in Magritta. Tails and arms and heads are all starting to sprout from these Misfits. The real question is, though, will the Misfits bring their armour each game or forget it at the cleaning rivers? That sounds a bit dodgy. One thing is for sure, now that the team has brought a ball carrier from Beer's former Reborn team, Tripeach Mutated Knight, they should be able to get some touchdowns. So let's get back and enjoy what most call a Bloodbowl team. Well, until you come to Magritta, then you just call them the Misfits. And that is that. The Misfits are back. You know, most games played between two teams in MML history as well, says Beers, yes.
That is, yeah, I just saw that. That's interesting. There's another team I am not sad to see leave my play pool. So
Nope, bye-bye.
See ya. There was no tears shed when they left either.
No, there
Yeah.
wasn't.
I've got Magritte Misfits, obviously coached by Beers. I've got in brackets, I've ever said Foul to Death, Grease of Death guy. Arena, Temple of Death, and he has a security gate. Yeah, I don't blame that. He has a Spike magazine, and the team has played 147 games.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Beers has been, I think if I've read this right, Beers has been having a dream about making the playoffs and running into the Necromantics. Have I got that right? Did I read that right?
Yes, he did have a dream, and he actually thought they finished 4-2-1. I think he was having a dyslexic dream.
Yeah, I think he was. Yep.
Yes, because they were actually 1-2-4. Right. So he was having a bit of a dyslexic dream, and he was having a jesty nightmare.
Dear.
He figured he's not. He was saying he needs more mutations. More mutations for this team is what he said.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he's got Captain Moreshots is back, the movement for guy, the leader. He's obviously a guy that like Mercules. Don't think of Hercules. This is Mercules with an M. And then they've got Belrazier and then Bolverine. No, it's not Wolverine. It's Bolverine with a B.
Right. That's right.
Alfundi.
He's my favorite.
Alfundi.
Alfundi is awesome. I love the theme behind the names. It's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
You know, and obviously Scurby the killer. Wrestle's always been interesting. I know a lot of people when I've talked about the Misfits before, they're about Wrestle. Yeah, it's different. It's certainly different. Shot is the last player from the season 18 champs team. Yeah, he was there.
Oh,
He's
wow.
got a winner's medal. Yeah, the rest of them are new guys. Again, this is a team what's still finding its way back to the big time. But obviously with Captain Moreshots there, it gives them a chance. And obviously Scurby, he is their enforcer. They get to play Ocarina again. Played already. So that he'll be wanting revenge for the 3-0 drubbing we gave him last time, and you know, he's now got a ball carrier. He feels pretty confident as Beers. He feels pretty confident. He even thinks he can beat the Necromantic, so he must be confident.
Extremely confident.
Or drinking a lot.
Yeah, maybe. But they are former champions, and you know, with Moreshots there leading them, he knows how to win games. He knows how to win trophies. So he'll lead them obviously all the way. And obviously you've got your enforcer in Scobie, you've got your Alfundis who can like disturb things, and Bolvering with his diamond tackle, what I like. 4 guard again, so same amount of guard as the Necromantics. You know, so
Yep.
you know, it's well put together, and he will be getting inducements from a few teams as well. So that makes him even more dangerous. I think his aim will be to try and make them keep healthy, not lose too many players, and then add to them or get skills to make them even better the season after. But again, like I said, Beer's very good coach, love the guy, and you know, he knows how to play, and he certainly knows how to play the Misfits. So I think they'll be dangerous to everybody. And I just can't wait to see them. I mean, like I said, I'm really happy they're back. Misfits were one of my favourite teams beforehand, and then obviously when he won it was great. And you know, I wish him all the best for this season, apart from when he plays Ocarina, of course. But Yeah, like I said, I like them. I think they've had a rough few seasons, but obviously he's quietly confident. So they get to play the Wood Elves week 1 as well, so that's going to be interesting. Them pesky Wood Elves.
Oh, the
Very
pesky
pesky.
elves. Yeah.
Yeah. So So I wish him all the best. Right.
Yes, I wish him all the best this season too.
Yeah, no, he's not in your division. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. He has my well wishes as well.
As his only win last year was against me. Was against
That's right.
the Burns family. That is
That's
correct.
right. That's right.
Right, now we come to the babies of the division, who were really impressive last season. I mean, they came in to the pros because obviously someone dropped out, and they gave the Necromantics, what was it, 3-0 spanking?
Oh,
yeah.
they did.
And they gave me all I could handle. I needed a draw against them in the last week to make the playoffs. So I did it. I got it, but they gave me all I could handle.
Yeah, the only loss they got was against the Southern Braves, who were a very good human team. Won it, undefeated in all the rest of the games. The Long Rockets, obviously coached by Pong Hands, and the name of the arena is called Ancient Tree. What's quite ironic, as I'll tell you in a minute. Talisman Arrows as well is the sponsor, and they've only played 8 games. Now, here I go, we're trying to pronounce names again. The story basically was that the War Dancer, and I can't fricking pronounce this, Yu Taiyund is how I'm going to pronounce it. Yu Taiyund.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Yu Taiyund and Pong Hands had a basically, I wouldn't say a disagreement, I'd say, but basically they need strength, and obviously Yu Taiyund is like, look, we need a fucking tree. And Pong Hands is like, we don't need a fucking tree. I don't like trees. We don't need it. We need speed, agile, all that sort of stuff. So Pong Hands is adamant we don't need a tree. Ironically, the name of the arena is called Ancient Tree. Very funny. And obviously Yu Taiyand's brother, who is Haswan, I don't know if I pronounced that right. That's his brother, so they're quite close. So it'd be interesting to see if Haswan dies or something happens to him. How will that affect the War Dancer Yu Taiyand, or vice versa? So I thought that was quite interesting. But apparently, this team will not have a tree, and Pong Hands will not have it. So that was a story, basically. They're all good friends and everything, but there's a bit of I don't know, we need a tree. No, we don't need a tree, sort of thing. I'll be. I mean, yeah, you don't need a tree with elves, I guess. Just have more squishy AV7. The orcs prefer that. But yeah, so that's basically the story I've got from this very young team. We know obviously Pong Hands will be doing very well in Blitz with the winners. I also know him from my days in the Champions Ladder when he was really competitive. I mean, I'm talking back in the early days, and he always played very, very high quality there. So it doesn't surprise me that he's doing really, really well now. Would also be like rats in that you only need a few decent players, and if you get a wizard and you got some inducements, you can beat anybody, even these top teams. And he proved that against the Necromantics with an absolute amazing game. Yeah. So that was pretty huge, and I think these could be a surprise package. They are very good, and elves are the winners at the moment. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else wants to add to that.
I mean, yeah, this team is scary with a wizard. You got a 5-inch catcher, you got 2 dancers, you got a 9 movement catcher. So you got they jump on any mistake, and they ran circles around Jesty last year. And they certainly, like I said, any team like that, like Necromantic, Undead, which there are a couple in this division like that, they are a nightmare to deal with this team.
I think he's got 3 rerolls. They're quite low TV. Like I said, they play the Misfits week 1, so that'll be an interesting one. I'm quite looking forward to that one. That could go either way, to be fair.
They could be, to Jock's point, they could be busted up after that game. I think it's going to depend how they come out.
People say that, but I mean, Beers isn't like got kill all over the place. He's got Scurby with Wrestle, but it's not exactly a team you would think, oh my god, he's like you see some case teams and they're absolutely deadly, aren't they? They're like, you're praying that your team comes out alive. But I think when you're all AV7, any team can break it really. It's like almost everybody's got claw, aren't they? So, but again, elves out the box are always pretty good. But yeah, Pongans to me is pretty special as a coach, and he's showing his skills again in the MML, and he could be the next Apples. Could bring in. The Rockets could surprise a few, I think. Right then,
they definitely will. Yep.
Shall we move on to the Orcageddon then?
Oh. Well, I don't know why we would bother. They only have 8 guard. Why are
they
we
only have 8 guard?
Yeah,
this
team doesn't have a chance.
I just don't know why. I just don't know why I brought them back. To be fair, 8 guards.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. I shouldn't have done, should I? Well, let's have a look at the numbers for Orcageddon then. Right, Orcageddon, coached by Bernie Buffon. The arena is called the Kaboom Arena. Sponsored obviously by Orcadus, or Orcs. Only played 32 games. People think they played more, but they haven't. And the story about Orcageddon, bloody hell, where do you start with that one? Obviously, Bernie Buffon was the coach of the very much vaunted Dwarfgeddon, who won the title. They also won the Champions of Champions title as well. And everything was going well. I was thinking, you know what, I need a break. I think I'll wait until Bloodbowl 3 comes out. And obviously I went back to my office, and unfortunately, in my office was some orcs. And there's on an argument, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, guys, I'll help and all that sort of stuff. And apparently, the short story, I threw a goat at me and knocked me out with a fucking goat. Next thing I wake up in the the orcs, and they're like, oh, I'm so glad that you're going to be, coaching Orcageddon. And I'm like, what are you about? I coached Dwarfgeddon, and what Orcageddon? That you just basically pinched my bloody team name and just changed the first few letters. It's like, nah, we haven't. Mork and Gork have, told us that, this is what's going to happen. And obviously, basically, I got kidnapped. So I wasn't really supposed to coach Orcageddon. I was just basically kidnapped, and, I was pretty annoyed. But then obviously after a few times, and when I found out all these little goblins and all the things, like they went to a certain arena and sabotaged it, and just did stuff, and we grabbed obviously the goblins and various stuff like that. And I started to fall in love with the little blights. But then obviously what happened is we have a guy called Derek Nobbs. Now, he's the superstar of the team. He's the guy all the ladies love. He is the guy, he's the MVP and everything like that. And unfortunately, in the semi-final, he cost the Orcageddon a chance to the final, failing to pick the ball up, then failing to take the handoff on 10-16, and now all of a sudden his stock has plummeted. People are calling for him to be sacked. People want him dead. Even Eddie Jones has shunned him. He doesn't even want to be seen with him. So this guy was on this pedestal as the guy, the best Blood Bowl player in the MML. All of a sudden now they want him traded. They want him gone. They're telling Bernie he's got to go. Noobs, the big boss, ain't happy. It's not good. It's not good at the moment. Orcageddon are not happy at all. The fans are very, very fickle. They expected a title. I was kidnapped to bring them a title, and unfortunately, he's nightmare in the semi-final. Obviously, he failed to pick the ball up in the second half, and then obviously the handoff, to tie the game, he fumbled that, and that obviously cost us the game. And Orcageddon, it's going to be interesting to see how he responds, because he knows they blame him. Nobody else has taken the blame. The plan went the way it should have done, and he had to catch the ball, and the Orcageddon was convinced we'd win the title, and it's on him while we don't have a titles medal. So obviously the story needs to be written up, but that is where it's at now. Nobsy has to have a redemption, because if he doesn't, he'll be traded. He'll be gone, because it's his fault. Yeah, it's his fault. And
how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
That can fracture a locker room. Yeah.
But it already has. They want him gone. They just want him gone. They've had enough. it's just the way it is. It doesn't matter how you do it. It was his fault, and Noobs doesn't. He sort of like, I don't know. He wants him gone, but Bernie's turned around and said, or I've turned around and said, look, he's my guy. Every Orc can have a bad game. It's just unfortunately his was in the big game, and I'm staying by him. So obviously, I'm hoping he'll make me, not feel stupid. What was I going to say? Right, and people have asked me why he's called Noobs the boss. Well, I call him Noobs because his real name. Let me see if I can find it. Right, his name, Noobs' real name is Nubog Opka, Big Teeth Destroyer of Umis, Hair Puller of the Elves, Backstabber of the Rats, Fang Taker of the Vampires, Beard Chopper of the Chorfs, Kill Them Dead Permanently of the Undead, Chef Robber of the Halflings, Lord of Making Case Crying into the Cornflakes, the Virus to the Denagle, and Base Dale of the Stunties. That's his official title name.
God.
Now I can't remember that.
That's hard to fit on a business card.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Good thing you wrote that down.
That's his official name. That's his official name, and everybody must address him like that. But I just said, look, I'm going to have to call you Noobs. And, he sounded that was like quite a veteran-sounding strong name, is Noobs. Doesn't sound like, anything weak or anything. So I get away with calling him Noobs now. Because I just can't remember all them names. And it is quite a mouthful, you're absolutely right. But I think Bernie and Noobs have got this, like, I wouldn't say they've got this Brokeback Mountain sort of relationship, but they are very quite close.
I've heard it's very Brokeback Mountain-ish.
So they're quite like each other.
That's the rumor.
Yeah, that's the rumor. You can sling any rumor to win. But yeah, so that's what it is. And obviously, Troll Brady, the real Brady, he's Trolls don't usually do well for me, but Troll Brady, he's been immense, and now he's got block as well. So guard and block, I love that. So I'm really happy the way he's going. It's sad we only have the 8 guard. I don't know if I've told you guys that yet. We like the 9, but we haven't got it, so we're gonna have to just do with 8. That's gonna be a struggle.
Struggle.
And Richard's fans now got jump up, so he's well chuffed about that. He likes jumping up and smacking stuff. And obviously Derek Nobbs, he's the guy. He's got to come back now, and it's going to be sink or swim. If he doesn't have a good season, he will be traded. He's been told this. The pressure's on. And the other thing I'd like to say is a shout out to Dragoon the Bear. The little goblin is probably the best player of the season. He made some big clutch plays in touchdowns, and I hope he lives to see another season because he's one of my favourite. And obviously, I don't need to tell you who Eddie Jones is because everybody knows who Eddie Jones is. Don't really say who Eddie Jones, do we? No.
He's known far and wide.
He's known, yeah. He's well known, and obviously he's Granny Smith. Obviously, she's in the team now, trying a bit of punch, so she's doing quite well as well. And do you even lift, bro? He's still lifting. He still wants that strength 4. He's still trying to get that strength 4. Bless him.
Still trying to get that.
Trying to get it.
Putting more plates on the bar, trying to get it up
he
there.
Is.
Yep.
He's
trying to be Knobs.
Yeah, he was so jealous. He wanted to be Derek Nobbs, but after Derek Nobbs shocker in the semi-final, he don't want to be Derek Nobbs anymore. So yeah. But yeah, that's all we're getting. One of the reasons that I came back with him was just the story more than anything else. I felt bad running away, leaving Noobs. So we're back again. I think we've got a tricky opening. I mean, crikey, the Necromantics first up, that's going to be interesting. Followed by a full-strength Vamps, unless Jock actually does something. I mean, I think Jock said he'll try and foul a few of them off for me. That's nice of him. I don't know, I mean, what do you think about the... I mean, I'm always... When I look at my teams, I always feel a bit, well, they need this or they need that, but... A few people have tipped them to win the title, what I was quite surprised of. I feel humble that they have. Feel all loved up. I wasn't going to tip myself this season, but then people started tipping the again. I was like, God, I've got to go with them now because it feel real bad if I didn't. But what do you guys honestly think of this team?
I mean, it comes, it's going to come down to Knobs. I mean, if he's getting a little, he feels the.
He's got the pressure, man. He's got the pressure.
Feels the pressure, and like he rolls a 2 and a 1 the first time he goes to pick the ball up, and he doesn't pick it up, and the crowd starts throwing rocks and and things at him, and his own guys are taking shots at him. Team could fall apart.
He was hit by 2 rocks last season, Snobsy.
So, I mean, it's outside of that. This is a really good team. I mean, it's got a lot of guard. It's got strength. It's got some tackle. You got the troll to throw a dragoon the bear if you need to try to one turn. So I think ball handling from Knobs is the question mark, because does his last season haunt him and it carries over and he just can't pick the ball up? I mean, he could be in a little bit of trouble.
I think that's what it is. I mean, it was that bad. Someone actually called him Dodge Viper. That's how bad it was.
But in all fairness, you didn't pay almost $600,000 to get Knobs. It's a lot better return on investment from Knobs than Viper so far.
Yeah, but you know you're in trouble when someone starts calling you Dodge Viper. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say on the mic.
That's great.
Sorry, Jimmy. Oh God.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I'm sure that are there plans to replace the black work that got?
Yeah, we're gonna have tryouts. We're gonna have tryouts, and if we find someone suitable, then we'll hire them before the start of the season. We're probably looking for a rookie though, because keep our TV down. We'll try and get one. I mean, there is other options, but we'll see if we come out the necromantic game fit and healthy, and then we'll decide on there. We're 20k away from getting a Black Hawk, so there is trials ongoing, and if we can find someone worthy enough to fill that void, we will. Failing that, we'll look at the transfer market end of the season.
Yeah. So but it's. I mean, obviously you're going to outguard, I think, pretty much everybody in the division. So
at the moment, I think at the moment what we've seen the Necromantics and Misfits both having 4 guard. Obviously, the Elves don't believe in guard. So at the moment, even though I'd prefer 9 guard or 10, I think 8 is still
9 or
8's still all right. And obviously, the thing with Orcs against Dwarfs, obviously the Dwarfs have to tackle what I like, but at least with the Black Hawks, they're all strength 4, where Dwarfs use strength 3. So I suppose, and if Troll Brady can have a good season again, then obviously that'll be cool as well. But we will see. We'll see how they go. I don't know. Can they get to the playoffs? I don't know.
They're going to be tough to beat. Yep. But again, if something like I said, something happens to Knobs. If he misses a game, right, you got to rely on a non-sure-handed person to pick up the ball.
Yeah, there is that. I mein, but I'm pretty confident Dragoon's stepped in and done well. I mean, we're not going to be a skilled team in like throwing the ball a lot and stuff like that. So there's only really the Elves. I mean, who are probably going to have strip ball anyway, unless the Dark Elves have got some. But I don't think. I mean, obviously we're a no frills team. We just try and walk down the pitch and hit anything what's in our way, and then stamp on the heads if they annoy us. But we will see. We will see. Anyway, let's get on to meme time then. Cesar, let's get on with him.
My undead brethren.
Undead brethren. His arena is called. Oh my god, I can't even say that because it's going to sound dirty. I can't.
I don't know how to say that one without it sounding bad.
Come on, Jimmy.
Fossa, come on. Yeah,
Fossa, come on.
Come on. Fossa, come on. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Come on.
Fossa, come on. Yeah, we'll go with that. Fossa, come on. Yeah, good.
Right.
Well done. Thank God for that. He's got the ref's rest area as well. Has he always had the ref's rest area? Has he always had the brab?
Yeah.
Has he? Dirty devil. Dirty.
He is.
Yeah, I never read that in the Spike magazine. That's his sponsor.
38. Your own heart.
I don't know what you mean. say 8 games. And again, didn't find much on Meme Time, but apparently, did he used to coach vampires? Well, there's a story about vampires, and the vampires basically screwed him over. And then there's some sort of debt going on, and then he found the Necronomicon book.
Yes.
And he uttered the words, Klaatu, Baratu, it's some sort of N-word, isn't it? Whatever, cough, cough. And then obviously they all came up, didn't they? The undead, the mummies, the mummies, the ghouls, and the whites, and all that stuff. They all came above, and he sorted a team out, and they've done quite well, to be fair. And you know, that's basically how he got the team with this Book of the Dead. And
went into a famous cemetery of past Blood Bowl players.
Past Blood Bowl stars, yeah. Yep.
Right.
And this is what we've got. And they are very competitive, Meme Time. Very competitive. I think they'll certainly give it their all in this. And again, only 14-15 TV. That'll help them with inducements. We might even see Ramtut knocking about sometimes. Who knows? You know, they've got the mummies there. Both mummies have got block as well. What's big? I mean, they've got Brian L. Severo, the agility 4 tackle, might blow piece. Some jump up goals as well. That's interesting. 2 jump up goals. That is interesting.
2 jump up goals.
Yeah.
I am certainly jealous of the 2 mummies with block. I only have 1, so I would love to have a second one. The ghouls are a little beat up. Corpse Splitter and Brain Robber, a little beat up after last year, so that's going to be a big deciding factor in his. Can Brain Robber stay on the field to take advantage of his jump up with only 6 AV? So he might be jumping up in the injury box. So that's gonna play a big part.
Yeah, I mean the thing is,
I'll tell you, I tried a whole game to get rid of that guy and couldn't do it. So, hit him with Mighty Blow every turn, and he just kept on trucking.
You know what you should have done, though. You know what you should have done, don't you? You should have
stuck the boot in. Right?
No.
Hit him with a non-Mighty Blow person. Guaranteed to take him off.
Nothing vulgar like that. Fouling, nothing vulgar. Don't. No. You should have just rang up Cody Michaels and he'd have done it for you.
Oh well. He would have done it for me. Yes.
Yeah, just that's.
I wish
just
I
ask
had
him.
Cody Michaels. Yes.
He'd have done it for you. Interesting though, they only have 3 guard. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Only 1 white.
And I believe they lost their other white.
Yeah, he died.
Yep. So. Sorry. They got a rookie back. El Bryan is back.
El Bryan, what a name that is.
They did pick him up. Yeah,
they did.
There you go.
They did get a rookie white, but yes, their other white, I believe, died.
So good old El Bryan, go like that. Virigard El Buffon Muerto. Yeah, I'm gonna take that as one of me. Buffon, spelled.
Is it Buffon? Buffon Muerto. Muerto's dead.
Dead.
So,
right.
I feel dead right now. I do feel dead right now. I feel good. I feel dead. Probably a realistic name that. Again, the 2 mummies and Brian L. Severo, they're the guards to get it done, I think. And obviously, his 2 goals, although they're battered and bruised, still important to this team, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely.
And obviously, quite a few of these teams have got low TV, what I was quite surprised of. So that, it's going to be interesting how they go about it, but 3 rerolls. Obviously, if Regen looks after him, like they said, 2 block mummies as well. That's always good because they're your big players, aren't they? Dominate in the middle. But again, only 3 guard. We've seen the Misfits. Was it the Misfits before guard? And we saw Necros before guard. We saw obviously getting with 8 guard. So it's going to be interesting how they compete with them teams because they aren't going to be able to outbash them. Not with 3 guard though. As good as Strength 5 is. They've got it to do. Right, now then. The Chavin Fangs. Good old
playoffs.
Good old BB Jock hit the jackpot playing in first week where they have 2 players out.
Yeah.
And then the back 4 now playing week 2. Not bitter at all. Where are they here?
You're welcome, Jock.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right, okay. Yeah, so the Cheering Fangs, obviously coached by Fezar, the arena's called the Pavilion, and they played 38 games, and they've changed the sponsor to Skaven Cheese. Now, why would vampires have Skaven Cheese, you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to my Discord. I'm going to be able to tell you when I find it. Where is he? There he is. Right, okay. See if any of you like this. Right, so Tony, the guy Tony, Big Two Tony, apparently... Big Two Tony. He filled a vault full of cheese. Full of cheese. None of the rest of the vampires know this. Just him, right? Full of cheese designed to trap Skitter. So Skitter's obviously one of the famous star players, and apparently when they played them, Skitter had an amazing game, and he said, you know what, I'm gonna get him done. So Tony's vault full of cheese designed to trap Skitter got tunnelled into by Skaven. So actually it drew a lot of other Skaven, and they tunnelled under the stadium, and the stadium collapsed.
Oh.
Absolutely collapsed stadium. So they have no home. And the thing is, none of the other vampires know why the stadium collapsed. Or, you know, if they found out that Big Two Tony, it was his fault why it collapsed, then, you know, we could have another Derek Nobbs on our hand here. So basically they need to upgrade the stadium again. They need to get it done. You know, but apparently Big Two Tony has an irrational, psychotic hatred for Skitter after he joined the Rugrats to beat us 4-1 first time around. So when he obviously played the Rugrats, Skitter just basically showed them up. But yeah, the rest of the team don't officially know about the vault. And if they did find out about the vault, then well, poor old Tony could be in trouble. So yeah, they've got no stadium now because of his obsession to try and catch Skitter, who obviously was too smart, knew it was a trap, but obviously it didn't stop other rats tunneling under the stadium and then bringing it all down. So let's hope.
Wow.
Hopefully they don't watch.
Got to play all away games.
Yeah, hopefully.
So I don't know what's.
Hopefully they don't watch this preview because they're just gonna find out.
Yeah, maybe
just spoiled it. Yeah.
It'd be
Just
shame if
out
someone.
Big Two Tony, right?
Yeah.
Big Two Tony's out.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It'd be a shame if I accidentally videoed it to the other 4 vamps, I guess. Well, it is what it is, I guess. It would be a shame, wouldn't it? Terrible shame. Interesting though, they've got 5 vamps, obviously 3 for the first game, and then they only have 7 thralls. I think it's fair to say they got an absolute whooping in the playoffs. And they're licking the wounds a bit here.
They did.
Scatman was on a tear.
Yeah. My team was decimating vamps. Although to be fair, Fazar did make a rather non-calculated mistake at the end of the first half, leaving Thirsty Percy on the line of scrimmage, to which he got killed, and then he did Apo him back to MNG, but
right.
that was a grave miscalculation, leaving him out in the open like that. Yes, he did.
But again,
trying to keep his thralls. Yeah, trying to keep his thralls, like as many as he could.
Yeah, I think attacking the thralls is the way to go. I mean, Big Two Tony, strength 5, high blow, tackle, blodge. No, but I mean, movement 8, strength 5. I mean, Jesus, blodge.
I know.
And agility 6 Eddie as well. I mean, it's going to be so hard to get the ball off this team. That's going to be the issue. I mean, obviously, when they get the 2 players back, what's that next? 410. So they'll be on 1900. So 1900. They'll be the highest TV in the tournament. And greased up Death Thrall as well there. Nice to see. They've got leader on Shui, so he's quite important. Very well coached, very good team, yes. And you know, people thought they was going to win it last season, and I think I've seen in Goblin Gambling someone's actually tipped them to win it this season. So there is a lot of confidence behind them. I do believe this is a confidence they can do really well in. And again, it's just going to be how the vampires behave with the thralls and stuff like that. He's got 120k in bank as well, so he's got money. So I fancy the Fangs to have a good chance of being there or thereabouts again.
I agree, and I think you're going to see that team value swell too, because when after he plays his first game, he's going to hire at least 2 more thralls.
Yeah.
He never really rolled with more than
Yeah.
less than 9 thralls.
Yeah.
So I think I removed 2 of them last year.
Yeah.
Like permanently, he got rid of them. But I think you'll see him be more at like 1980, 2000 TV in week 2. So
that's lovely.
He's going to have a bloated TV. That's right in time for Orcageddon.
Yeah, that's right. Great. Beautiful. I'm so ecstatic, as you can tell by my voice. I just gotta hope that BB Jock boots one of them off the pitch or something. I don't know. And maybe one of the strength 5 people. Get him out the way. Maybe a Rock will hit Big Tooth Tony. Maybe a Vampire will take out Big Tooth Tony. I don't know. But yeah, I really like the Fangs. I think they'll do pretty well. Right, let's go on to the Queequeg Rugrats then. Mm-hmm. Interesting team. Jock Block. Doing all right. They, I do believe they shocked the world when they beat Alma, who was the current champion, the first game after him winning the championship. And they start off really well, and they are a decent team. The arena's called the Queequeg Man. Obviously, they're coached by Jock Block. No sponsor again. 27 games. The story I've got with this team is the team have day jobs, although it's to work nights, in a man called the Queequeg Goldman. Owner of the man, Joe Chen McScrooge, believes he can attract more workers to his man if he can create attention and excitement to this team, this Blood Bowl team. And he's also found out that if his Blood Bowl team does well, they'll make a lot of money, what he can then take and get even more richer. So he's basically, manipulating the rats to make him more money. I guess the rats do what they want to do, and he gets rich. Win-win for him. And if he can attract some more rats through his mans, then, all well and good. Because it's a gold man, but apparently they haven't had gold in that man for a long time, so he needs the money. So he needs Jock Block to do well. So we'll have to see. I mean, obviously, Nag cut the rat ogre. Obviously, when I've seen Jock play, he blitzes a lot with that guy, but he's now only AV7.
Yeah.
Correct. That's a problem.
And, he's got Leslie out for the first game. I do believe Orcageddon really beat up this team badly. Well, I know it would be a shock to most of you hearing that, but I do believe Orcageddon broke this team pretty nastily. It wouldn't surprise me if we give it the AB bust down as well. So they'll be after a bit of revenge. Orcageddon will be wanting to take him on again. But yeah, I mean,
surprising because Orcageddon's more of an agility team from what I've seen. So
they only have 8 guards, so it's quite clearly
I don't understand.
If they had 9 guard, you could class them as bash. But with only 8,
all that finesse.
Yeah, so that's odd.
So, but it's just one of those things. Sometimes these agility teams do end up breaking stuff, and that's just what happens with Orcageddon. It is what it is. But yeah, this team it's a funny one because we're going to go back to the same thing. Is rats with inducements always dangerous? Narco can still break stuff. He's still deadly with his Might Blow and Clone Block. Creator of Mordham's still dangerous.
Strength 3 Gutter Runner is very
Wrestle
nice.
Strip Ball. That's
nice.
lovely.
Yeah,
that's a lovely piece. And obviously he's got the leader on the throw as well. What's nice as well. So it's a really there's certainly bits in this team what are very dangerous and can get the wins for sure. I'm trying to think what Rugrats have got first week. They have Meme Time, so they play the Undead team. So that's interesting.
That's an interesting matchup.
Yeah. Talk about different styles.
So that's an interesting one. But yeah. Again, the Rats, you just don't know what's going to happen with them. Like I said, they got some big wins last season, and it seems like the best form is straight out the gates. So obviously, you don't want to be playing them early doors because that's when they seem to get all the wins. So it'll be interesting to see if the Greek Hot Rugrats can do that again. Right, we back to the final team then, the Denver Dynamos. It lets me get them on. So let's see what I've got here. Denver Dynamos, Coach Jock Wright. The arena is the Eagles' Nest. No sponsor again, and played 25 games. Now, I was trying to look through the stories. Obviously, Jock is an excellent storyteller, and he does a lot for Blitz and all that. Now, obviously, we were skimming through these, so forgive me if I've got this wrong, Jock, but basically, my take on the Dynamos is Hill, the captain of the Denver Dynamos, was tricked into giving up the life of a pirate and to working the man by a dwarf. These dwarfs.
Yeah. Always the villains.
Always. While in the mans, obviously these very dark mans, I think he was some called Harfer, threw a pigskin, and soon noticed that the Dynamos were actually bloody good at Bloodbowl. So he was like, you know what? They're pretty good. There could be some, I'm going to make them play in the Dwarven local leagues. And the team did really well in the Dwarven local leagues. They then went into the challenge. And after a slow start there, they went and got promoted to the pros. But in the last game of the challenge season, something very sad happened. While the Dynamo's Apo was tending to a stricken Dynamo player, a blitzer, the captain, Mithril, was killed by a goblin.
A goblin.
And obviously the Apo was, and shocked and dumbfounded, the Dynamos rallied and won the game in his honour. But unfortunately, the captain was killed by a goblin. And
who takes up the mantle? Yes.
I don't know, but ironically, I think, if I got this right, I think it was Gladys Knight was brought in the game before against, I think, the Lizards as well. And obviously she's gone to strength to strength. Obviously Lust is obviously amazing. But they had a bad last game. They got absolutely whooped on. The Lost players, as you can see. It was the Rugrats as well, so there is definitely going to be payback there. There is gonna. Jock will want payback big time.
That's who did all that damage.
That's who smoked the team in the last game of the season.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's obviously thingy there. Orcageddon will obviously want to bit of the Dynamos. The Dynamos kicked our ass. They absolutely give Orcageddon a whooping. So obviously I know Orcageddon will want to put that story straight. We don't want to be getting beaten by elves. Nowhere. So Dynamos are linked to a few of these teams. And ironically, I played Jock last game of the season in pros, or last game of the season in blitz as well. What's really weird.
Oh wow!
Just to throw that out there. I have great respect for Jock bringing this team back because they are broken. They are busted badly. I expect him to bring his orcs in, but he was like, nope, I'm going to give him another go, and I totally respect that. And like I said, they're elves, so, and Lust is the big player. Obviously, Lust will attract a lot of attention.
She's about to level up again.
Yeah, she is.
So, when you see that, it's, but I have the greatest and most respect for him to keep with this team. How they'll do, I don't know. I mean, he should have beat the Vampires last season, but he won in hand. I don't know if it was a pass or the throw. Same thing, isn't it? The pass or the catch. You can tell there's me. But like I said, he's a very catch is saying he's a very good coach. He's improving all the time, so it wouldn't surprise me if he does well. I just think a few times he beats himself. But that'll change the more he plays. But he's a very good coach. Me personally, I want to see what he does when the elf column breaks, because he likes to elf column. But as we know, you lose a few elves, then that column doesn't work. So I'll be interested in how what else he can bring to to the table. But I've been impressed the way Jock plays. He's been playing very well in Blitz, and he's obviously playing very well in the MML Pros. And this could be a surprise package for sure.
It could.
I think.
He's got a couple strength 4 elves. One of them's a blitzer.
Yeah.
He's got a 9 movement witch who's about to level up. He's got an 8 movement blitzer. I mean, he's got some pieces that can give people some headaches, no doubt.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at the team, all of them
450 out. Yeah.
All of them, apart from I think one piece, has got blodge.
Yep.
All blodge. So if you haven't got tackle, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing.
And mobile tackle.
Yeah.
Like you need tackle that can get around. So yeah, it can cause headaches.
This team's going to be annoying. And like we was on about, obviously it's lucky that Jock plays the Vamps, but the Vamps will be looking at this thing, and crikey, he's got 3 of his best players out, so he's quite lucky for the Vamps that they're playing the Dynamos as well, because they've got a lot of players out as well.
Man, the Vamps only have 1 tackle guy. So
yeah. So I'm even more sad now because I'd have liked to play the Dynamos first week as well now, and I didn't get them out of there. But yeah, I mean, I think they could do the Vamps first week. Like I said, it was unlucky last time. It'll be a good game, though. That'll be a good game. But like I said, this division is really hard to decipher which 2 are going through, because anyone could beat anyone on the day, and I suppose that's what you want in a play pool. But yeah, I don't know. Anybody else want to mention anything about this team before we get down to the ball predictions?
Yeah, I think once he gets his guys back in week 2, I said this team's going to be, this team's going to be dangerous to a lot of the teams that are in here. A lot of teams that are in here are going to find this team to be very tough to deal with.
Yeah.
And he got a good matchup. Like he could win week 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With being beat up, like he got a great matchup, and then if he's full strength with a win under his belt going into week 2. They're going to be in the mix. Yeah.
Week 2 he gets the undead. So if he's back to full strength, he can. Those elf teams can run circles around the undead if they can't remove them.
Yeah, we hate elf teams. So
we hate them. Right.
Absolutely hate them.
Yeah. Absolutely, I agree with everything there. Jock said, in my honest opinion, one of the toughest divisions is F4 as is usually. Is what it is. But yeah. Right. All 8 teams have been discussed. We now come to our ball predictions. Anybody got a ball prediction already? I'm trying to think of one while we're getting it sorted.
I say mine is that Glum Tusk does not make it to retirement.
That is a bold prediction.
I think
it's a good one.
It's his last season, so maybe he's going to be a little more risque. And I think somebody maybe big and green sticks a boot in, and maybe we lose Glum Tusk prior to his gold watch ceremony.
Yeah, what else can do that? Yeah, that green thing, that Greenwood elf thing could possibly do that.
Can.
Yeah, they can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. Pong hands might kill him. You're right, absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So I like how you singled out the
I've
Rockets.
seen Pong Hines. All he does is foul. I've seen him play.
Yeah.
That's all he does every turn.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll be safe as houses in week 1. Don't worry about that. But yeah, watch out for the Rockets. They could kill him.
Yes.
What's your poll prediction then? Have you got one?
I was also gonna go with Jesty as a bold prediction. Now my bold prediction was that the Necromantics do not make the playoffs.
Oh.
And some of it was for the reason.
Yeah.
I do think Glum Tusk gets knocked around, but I think that the wheels fall off for the Necromantics this year. I don't see it coming together. I do not think they make the playoffs.
Ouch.
Oh my.
Right. Only my bold prediction. Only certain people will appreciate this as a bold prediction, so I apologise off the top of my. I apologise to everyone who doesn't get this, but my bold prediction is this: the Misfits beat the Necromantics.
Oh. Beers' dream comes true.
Helping to lead them to not making the playoffs by losing to the Misfits. I like that.
That is a bold prediction. The Necromantics usually have their number, but not this season. I watched the game in American football between the Rams and the Arizona Cardinals, and the Arizona Cardinals being beat up the last 8 times by the Rams. And what happened? The Cardinals stuffed the Rams. Could we see the Misfits get one back over on the Necromantics?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
That's my bold prediction.
So Jesty factors into all 3 bold predictions.
Yeah, he's going to love us for that, isn't he?
He's not going to like that.
Not at all.
He's not going to like that.
Look at the bright side. At least you two don't have to play him. I have to.
No, we don't have to.
That is very...
Yeah.
Yes,
but it is. I'm so going to that, Bernie. I've got hyphens. I don't know what that means. Right. Okay. Now then, top 2 then, people. This is a tough one. Who finished second?
Oh man.
I know who I'm picking first. I don't know who's going to come in second.
Week 4 beers.
I'm going to say.
He's on about he might be on about week 2. You play the Necromantics beers. If he's thinking about them.
Week 2. So I'm gonna. Oh, you too. I'm gonna say the Cheering Fangs will come in second.
Ooh.
Fazar returns to the playoffs. Yes, to avenge himself.
I'm going to say the Lauren Rockets come in second.
Ooh.
Low TV, getting the Wizards every week. I'll take my chances with the Woodies getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bears, Woodies, then Dark Elves. No, mate, you play the Necromantics week 2. If I've read that right. You're not getting Dark Elves week 2. So we've got one for Lauren Rockets, then we've got one for Cheering Fangs. Oh my word, this is tough.
Very tough. Very tough.
Right. Let me go through these. They won't make the playoffs. They won't make the playoffs. They might make the playoffs. They won't make the playoffs. Am I putting myself in this, or do I take myself out of this?
You have to include yourself if that's what you think. Yeah. Yes.
Balls. Oh, he's thinking Wood Elves will win it and the Dark Elves will come second. Bernie's the wild card. Yeah, I am a bit of a wild card, you're right that. Yeah, see, even the dog agrees. Alright, I ain't that bad. Calm me down, man. Come on, seriously, you're gonna give me a bad rap. I get it from the MML, don't need it from you as well.
Yeah, he loves to talk. Yeah. Yeah.
I was hoping I wouldn't have to pick myself on this. Alright, I won't foul him again. I won't.
That's right.
Ball prediction, if Benny beats Jock. Why is that ball prediction? Yeah. Ball prediction. I don't know. Oh, you say? Who? What? Alright. I could go with them. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, me and the dog agree that Cheering Fang will come second. Better be right, dog. There's something down the river.
That's right.
Okay.
He knows his vamps.
He knows his vamps. I like the vamps. I'm a bit worried about week 1, but I just don't know how we get a ball off a strength 5 or strength 5 vamp without a wizard. Who wins it then, gentlemen?
Since I mean, I know they only have 8 cards.
They do only have 8 cards.
But Orcageddon takes
really?
the division. Yeah.
Takes the division.
Takes the division with only 8 guard. That coach must be some coach. I mean, only 8 guard. I mean, that's
amazing positioning with only 8 guard.
Must be.
Yep.
And now, and as you all know, how much this is going to pain me.
Oh, you're not going to do it.
I have to agree with my brother. Oh, this is just. I almost don't want to, just because.
Glad I went first, so you can agree with me.
That was smart.
Right.
I like that.
The only thing worse than that is you having to agree with me. Yeah.
I know.
Right. So yes, I'm gonna slide Orcageddon into the first spot.
Okay.
And I got affirmation from my pup.
Okay.
He seems to like that pick as well.
He seems to sound, like that pick, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Look, I don't know why they're picking me either. I don't know. It must be just a joke. I don't know. I haven't got a guard. I've told them. You better tell them because I've told them to just listen. I know you're annoyed by it. I'm annoyed by it as well. So listen. I don't like Orcageddon's schedule. It could go horribly very quickly. I do like the Dynamos. I really like the Dynamos. I like the Necromantics as well.
Mm-hmm.
Misfits I think will need another season. Rockets are always dangerous. But AV7... do I risk the Dynamos? I'm drawn to the Dynamos and the Necromantics, but I can only have one of them. I'm certainly confident the Fangs, unless they eat themselves, will get in there. Oh, God. Orcageddon are going to be there or thereabouts. I'm just wondering if I can trust Jock with the Dynamos.
Trust in Jock.
Jock we trust.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Denver Dynamos. I think when they're fully healthy, with all that blodge, and obviously he's on an upward curve as a coach. So, yeah, I think he gets it done. I think he gets it done. I think Orcageddon, I don't like tipping myself at these things anyway, but if Orcageddon can get through the first 2 weeks, I would have tipped them, but we don't know what's going to go on. So I'm going to go with the Dynamos. I'm going to go Chain Fang second, Dynamos first, and the Misfits will turn over the Necromantics this season is my bold prediction. Jock is so happy. Bloody hell, the Bernie curse. You're welcome, mate.
Yeah, so
right.
Welcome to last place, Jock.
Right, last place and a broken team. Yeah.
Well, it's teams. Yeah. I mean, Jock, you're fucked now. I mean, everyone's like, All right, look. Yeah, it is true that I did say the Speed Freaks were going to win the title, and in that season they did get relegated, but that wasn't the case. That wasn't my fault. And to be fair, Jock's team's pretty broken already. Now, if they all died, then you might have a problem. But they're not going to die. They're going to win they're going to win the division. I've already said that. If they don't, it's not on me. It's on the coach. I picked right. So it's up to the coach to deliver. But I seriously think the Dynamos have got a chance because they've got so much blodge, and they was lucky not to beat the Vampires. And I've got the Vampires as the second team, so it makes sense to go for the Dynamos. But the Necromantics and the Orcageddon both massive dangers to them too, I think. That's us done then. Bloody marvellous. We've done. Jock's extremely happy. Baze is laughing his head off because I ain't tipped him. So, we are done. So yeah,
Excellent.
So basically, thanks again to the Mac Brothers. They are superstars as always. I will try and get a recap done, one of the European ones, or the challenge done in the afternoon. And then I will try and get the other two done, if not Wednesday or Thursday, because it's obviously my partner's birthday tomorrow, so I won't be on much. And the dog agrees with me. He's still, yeah.
They have they
Oh my God.
they have taken over the broadcast.
Oh my God, these two. Oh,
What? Jock had a chance, but now he's fucked because Bernie's tipped him. Yeah, it could happen like that. Anyway, that is done. Obviously, what's the name of the dog anyway? We gotta get the name of the dog.
His name is Nanook.
Nanook.
Yes, and his sister is Peyton.
Peyton, like Peyton Manning.
Yes, no, like Peyton Manning. Yes, but
See?
not.
But no, do we not like Peyton Manning? I don't think the dog likes Peyton Manning. He's like, don't you tell me I'm not Peyton Manning. Call me Tom Brady. That's who you need to call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that Tom Brady.
But yeah, so he's quite vocal. So he's just he likes to talk a lot.
Bears is saying, is it a husky?
He is. Yes.
Oh, Bears, you smart little bastard.
He is. He's half husky, half American Eskimo.
Ooh, gotta like that. I bet I bet them dogs need to be walked a lot.
They do.
Oh,
they do.
That's too much hard work for me. That I suppose I could get on a sledge and sleigh, and he can go mush, and take me that.
Yeah, he'll pull you. Yeah. So.
Damn right, he'll pull me to the playoffs.
Yep. That's right.
Damn right. Anyway, that's just done then.
He agreed with all your picks. He agreed with all your picks.
He did. Apart from he seems to think Jock's fucked now, but it is what it is.
Yes. He agrees with that too. Sorry, Jock.
Sorry, Jock.
Yes.
I meant well. Anyway, that's just done. Thanks to the Mac Brothers. Thanks for everyone tuning in. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye.